Let's talk racing.
Hey man, this is David Polenz calling in.
Hey Dave, how you doing?
David, he doesn't watch this show. How you doing tonight, David?
Good man, just getting geared up.
Was Santa good to you?
Oh yeah, he was. Got myself a brand new Carhartt jacket, and I believe that Santa Claus in NASCAR was really good to me too. Got myself a new helmet and some other stuff.
What kind of helmet you running this year?
We got. This year I've been running a Impact Racing helmet with, of course, the On the Run logo along the side and Gazoo Energy. And now I just got a Bell Racing helmet from NASCAR, and it's got the Track Champion logo on the side. I'm really stoked.
Cool.
Where did you won a track championship this year? I'm taking it you won it at Manassas.
Yes, sir. Won up at Old Dominion Speedway this year. Really, had an amazing year. We won 4 races, but the most impressive stat that I feel was 16 top 5s out of 18 races. We just really were consistent, really did what we wanted to do, and came out with a championship with 3 races left in the season.
Who, late model division?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. So you ran against some pretty tough competition up there.
Yeah, definitely. We had, actually at one point this year we had the Youth for Tomorrow 150. Guys like Ron Hornaday, Johnny Benson came, Sterling Marlin. Man, we had so many guys. Max Pappas was there. Max Pappas, man, I don't know if you've ever gotten the chance to meet him, but he is a heck of a guy. And just a blast. He actually ran in one of our team cars through Moon Racing. So we had a really exciting year, and a lot of guys come through our track from the upper divisions to put on a show. And actually, the night they came, they were running like 8th, 9th, and 10th, and we had a lot of our regular guys running up front and beating them. So it was pretty sweet. We got good competition down there.
I have been to Manassas. It took me a couple of years to actually make it up there, but I ran a legend car up there a couple of years ago, and I've been looking for a reason to go back. I absolutely adore that track.
If you were in a Legends car down there, you're crazy, man. I was in one there for actually 2 or 3, I believe 3 years. The first year was part-time, and the last 2 was full-time. Of course, we won a championship the last year in it, but man, it beats the heck out of you in those cars. When I hopped back in a Legends car, I was running as quick times, but it felt scary driving that thing that fast with that, getting beat around your head's constantly banging off the door. It's it's kind of a scary ride, but it's, that's the fun in racing.
Cool. Now, you haven't been on the show for a while. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Well, of course, my name's David Polenz. I come from up in Pattonburg, New Jersey. I started when I was 6 years old, running little peewee go-karts, climbed up through the divisions into the quarter midgets, larger go-karts. Then we ended up in the Legends cars down at Old Dominion Speedway. So far, we've won 5 championships. We've really just kept moving up through the divisions, and the last 3 years I've been racing late models. The last 3 years, the first year I got Rookie of the Year for Virginia, finished second in the points, but missed it by like 9 points. Then last year was a really tough year. We finished second in the points again to another guy and only missed it by a couple points that year too. And a lot of it had to do with mechanical failures. And this year was the difference, was have mechanical failures. And also we had our great new sponsors hopped on board On the Run, Gazoo Energy, Sundrop, Redline Energy, Hunt Brothers Pizza, Napa, and Flemington. We had a lot of guys hop on board this year that have just helped us out tremendously. It gets our guys like, we got a crew chief this year too, Bob Moon, who added his knowledge, where before it was just me, my father, my stepmom, and 3 other guys, Brian, Brandy, and Justin. And now we got Derek and Elaine on board too. So we've really had a very fortunate year, and I'm a very lucky person to be where I'm at.
Now, have you been do you come down from New Jersey, or are you living in that area now?
I actually moved down to Manassas about a year and a half ago. I decided, I needed to come down here and get closer to the racing action and really work harder for my sponsors in this area because On the Run is from down here. So that was another thing we did this year was we did around 20 appearances for On the Run and Redline. We actually worked with Redline Ultimate Power Rush. It's a new energy company. They have 7-hour power shots at On the Run, all down the East Coast. And we worked with them for the Baltimore Grand Prix. We were actually there alongside of their IndyCar team and the Redline girls. It was a really cool deal there. So we had a lot of great experiences this year, got in the pits down at Richmond. We got invited to the big Richmond late model race, but we didn't have a ride together. So we're hoping we do that again this year.
Yeah, that would be a really good time down there. Let's talk about Manassas a little bit. That is one of the most historic tracks there is. How does it feel to be able to claim a track champion there?
I mean, when you look back at the record books, you got guys, Mark McFarland that run there, Danny Fair, you got Denny Hamlin. Richard Petty has actually won one of his 200 races there. You got some of the Allison's been there. You got a lot of guys that have come through that track. So to even have my name to be sealed in the record books now, it'll never be different. I'll be a NASCAR champion now till the day I die. Nobody can change that. And that's something that, since I was 5 years old and even younger, when I was 2 years old, my first race was at Richmond. Was just something I always dreamed of, was being a NASCAR champion.
And now you got it in the late model division. And for some of these people, and I will tell you, Old Dominion, it is a great place, and it's rough. It is rough as a corn cob. And the last time I was there, one of the officials said the place hadn't been paved in 35 years. And I know that was 4 years ago when I was up there.
Yeah, that was it was sometime in the 80s, I think they said. It was a long, it's way back for when it comes to racing surfaces. I mean, of course, we got grass growing out, but I tell you what, it's the most fun racetrack I've ever been to. The only place that came close was Myrtle Beach. We had a heck of an experience down there. We ran with Frank Denny, actually. I was actually watching the beginning of the show here and saw he came up on there, so that's really cool. And we ran with him down at Myrtle, and we actually ran very well. We ran great all weekend. The issue we had was in qualifying, we had a tire grow an inch and a half of stagger, and it cost us, we literally missed the field .03 of a second. And, I mean, that's the blink of an eye, so that little bit of stagger is obviously going to hurt you a tenth or two at least. So we missed the end of the field, but we could qualify in on a heat race. Well, of course, then we start fourth, and we we actually went straight to the front. We were going for the lead coming off four, and we had a carburetor issue, and the car completely stalled out 2 laps into the heat race. So we got very unfortunate with that after running in the top 10 all weekend for qualifying times and all that. And then we ended up getting a track provisional for being the champion this year. So in the end, it worked out because we started the race. We ran in the back for the first 90 laps, and we went from around 40th all the way to the top 13 in about 20 laps. And then after that, we ran up there pretty consistent, and we ended up 21st overall towards the end. We just kind of ran the tires off. But that was another experience, man. Myrtle Beach and Old Dominion Speedway, they're fun places to run, man. The tracks are so rough. They got a lot of character is the key word.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like running dirt tracks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you come up off of turn 4 of Myrtle Beach, and you're sideways from turn 4 all the way going into 1, and you're half throttle, and you're driving away from people.
Yeah.
It's just funny. It's like I never thought a racetrack would be so so abrasive that would happen. You lose 2 seconds in times.
Yep.
But Old Dominion Speedway, it's a very high bank track. It's beat up, but I always thought it had really good character because nowadays they're talking about all that progressive banking. you don't need that there, because down in 1 and 2 you got a really nice line down low, and then the track kind of flattens off towards the top. And then down in 3 and 4, you got a really good line on the outside and a really bad line on the inside. So
Yep.
whoever's on the inside and the outside, they're giving up one corner. It's similar to like Darlington,
Exactly.
I would imagine, where both ends are so different that it keeps it equal for everybody in side-by-side racing for all 100 laps.
Exactly. Do you have plans to run there again this year?
Yeah, we don't know exactly yet. We're just getting everything settled down, getting the sponsors back on board. We're really excited to be working with everybody again. Right now, our goal is to have 10 races at Old Dominion and 10 races at tracks such as Motor Mile, South Boston, Myrtle Beach again for the big race, hopefully the Martinsville show. It's all, right now, it's just we're hoping to be able to run those races. It's as long as the sponsors step up, and we've had such a good relationship with On the Run and Gazoo Energy and all the sponsors that hopped on board, such as Sundrop and Redline and Hunt Brothers. Also, Mojo for Life has hopped on board. It's just, I can't even explain how good it has gone. And I also got to pass out right now that I'm kind of thinking about it, is we had Joe Murphy, who was our main PR guy through On the Run. He had a stroke back in August, so that was something else we went through this year, and he showed me a lot of determination and gave me a lot more focus into living my life every day and pushing my racing forward, because he's still going. He had a very bad stroke, and he's still going. He's still kicking butt, and he's actually walking, and he's starting to talk a little bit, and you can actually have a conversation with him. And the doctor said he wouldn't be able to do most of that, so we're very fortunate to be able to do what we're doing right now.
Well, cool, and glad to hear he's improving and getting better, and hopefully he'll be able to get back on the road with y'all.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. That was another thing. We got so close to him. It just sucks not having him at the racetrack. But the coolest part was at the end of the year, he came to the big one, the last race of the year, for the 200 lapper, and got to experience that. So, and we did some Victory Lane donuts. I'll have a video here for you guys in a few days to show everybody. We do Victory Lane donuts and all that for the championship. So that was really cool.
Yeah, that is fun to do. We didn't have the opportunity to do it that night, so, but yeah, we would have done it. Any chance of you coming down to Langley this year? We got a couple of big races down here.
Hey, that's another thought. I didn't mention that, and the whole thing was we might come down to Langley too. Where really it's all really who we were working with, where they run the best at, and just what we're going to do. We don't have anything down in writing yet, so it's really hard to explain.
I understand. It's getting a schedule and where you want to go and what you want to do, and
yeah, we've really enjoyed Old Dominion Speedway. It's been a great place, and we love the track owners, Steve and Carrie Britt. They've done great for us. Actually helped me when I moved. I worked with them quite a bit when I first moved down here, marketing and helping with the track, and so I got to thank them for everything. Just for me to move further in my career, I feel like we need to go to other places. I need to extend my driving skills to those tracks, be able to win there, and kind of win all over the East Coast. That way, my name gets out there even further. More sponsors come around, and just everything gets better when you're traveling.
It does. It really does. The year I was up there, Wayne Patterson was run. He actually came up and ran up at Manassas for a guy up there.
Oh, okay.
And it had to have been 4 or 5 years ago. So it is a great place. I got to give you, it is a great place to run.
Oh yeah, it's a really fun time, and I hope they last a long time there. They got a great fan base. The fans actually really came out this year and the year before that, and we actually had 2 races: the Tornadoes 100 presented by On the Run, and Also the Military Appreciation 150, which was a really cool event, which was also presented by On the Run and Miller High Life. And what was really cool about that was all the veterans from the military, and we're real close to the Quantico base.
Yep.
Those guys got to get in for free, have their families come in with them. Also, we raised several $1,000s for the military. I don't have the exact number, but we really, really raised a lot of money for them guys, and we're really excited. Really, just the most important thing is, you know, these guys are going overseas and they're fighting for our freedom for us to go race. So it was pretty awesome to be able to do that for them and thank them for what they do.
Exactly, and it's great anytime you can get the military to come out to a race. It's always good to see them there.
It was awesome.
I can't even think of what I was going to. It was just in the top of my head.
You sound like me right now, forgetting what I'm going to say next.
Exactly. There was a guy there, and I'm going to bring him up, and I don't know if he's still racing up there or not, but he was running Legends. And he billed himself as the world's largest Legends driver.
Mickey, was it Mickey Payne? Mickey, what was his last name? I remember him though, man. He was a good time. He had a Wood Brothers colored car.
Exactly.
It was like, he weighed what, 300, and he was definitely the world's largest, largest
Legends driver. He was huge.
Nicest guy though too.
Just a big teddy bear, and I remember I met him at South Boston the year before, and when I went up there, I got to run into him and meet him and talk to him, and just, I think Mickey Payne is right. I got to check that, but I think that's it. But is he still running up there?
What's that?
Is he still running up there?
No, he's not up there right now. The Legends division has changed quite a bit. I actually have my cousin, Ryan Polenz. The Polenz family is trying to take over the racing world down south here because we got my sister running in a 4-cylinder division, and I'm sure she's hoping to move up one day. And Ryan Polenz is running the Legends, and he finished third in points and was so close. He's so close the last 3 years since he started running them things to winning that championship. He just can't quite catch the break. He's having my luck from the last 2 years too. So. But with Austin Legends, just about every car that goes to the track now is an Austin Legends race car, and he's somebody else I have to thank. Is Roger Austin Sr. He's done so much for my career. Dave Moon, of Moon Racing, and all the guys that help work down in the shop, like Jordan and Nathan, and our team drivers there, Paul Green and Robert. Just so many people, man, I got to thank. But also, like I said, the Polenzes, we're trying to go down there and make a name for ourselves. So hopefully we'll be traveling around a little bit next year and more people will hear of us.
Well, we hope to get you down here at Langley, and we're running Legends down here too, so you might want to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that was another thought. He's, I believe, has been down there for 1 or 2 races. I haven't been fortunate enough to get out there yet, but I'm sure we will here in up here if it's not this year.
Well, when you do, you'll have to let me know. We'll come out and we'll give you a hand.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
We'll get you around there.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is going on here?
I was saying, there's a lot of empty cup rides out there right now. You were talking about that, the silly season has definitely kind of been a silly season, hasn't it?
Well, I don't think there's a lot of empty cup rides. I think there's a lot of drivers without rides.
Yeah, that's more the thing.
I think everybody's pretty much filled up except for maybe some starting parkers, but it's really been a weird season.
Who's in the 43 car now? Did they say anything?
I don't think anybody's in there yet.
Yeah, that's the one I was wondering who's next in, I'm hoping that what I would like to see with NASCAR is them keep bringing in new drivers. There's a lot of guys that had their chances, and I just hope to be one of them drivers one day that get that chance. That's what I'm looking for is someone that calls me up or I get a hold of and can get there one day, whether it's Truck Series or, my next realistic goal would be the Truck Series, but I need to be ready first. I want to get a lot more late model racing in and, make a name for myself even more before I get there.
Keep digging. You're going to have to get your name, Philip Morris or, Denny Hamlin.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the goal, man. Unfortunately, it's a lot of the money towards racing nowadays. It's a lot to do with the sponsors, so that's why we're so thankful for them.
Yeah. They're talking about Eric Amarola running the 43 car.
Okay. Yeah, I think I heard a rumor about that, and I heard David Polenz was going to run it. No,
yeah.
I wish. Who else did I hear? It should be an exciting season, man. With all these, last season was pretty exciting. I think this year's gonna back it up again. And Brad Keselowski really made a name for himself this year. So.
Yeah, I think you know what? Brad was tough all year. Look for him to be in the chase next year, in my opinion, and I think we're going to see a lot more wins out of him.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
I tell you what, though, Steve Addington to Tony Stewart, I think they're going to be tough all year. So I don't know. We'll see.
Zippy and him there now is going to be nuts.
Do what?
They got Zipadelli there, too.
Zipadelli is going to be competition director, and he's also going to be intern crew chief. Crew chief for Danica. Intern crew chief for her 10 races.
Okay.
So, that's kind of interesting. They're talking about the 43 having Smithfield Foods on there.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet. So.
Who's going to be on there?
Smithfield Foods.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least that's what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So, I'm thumbing through my Facebook, David. So we're getting our sponsors ready for next year. We're getting the cars. What kind of cars are you running?
What's that for me?
Yeah.
Well, next year we're really hoping to be down, like I said, at the other tracks with the late models. Some big spring truck arm cars would be the most what we want the most. Sorry, I'm having trouble getting that out.
Who's building your cars?
Oh, who's building our cars?
Yeah.
Or taking care of them, I should say, is Dave Moon. He's more up here at Old Dominion Speedway. We're not sure what's going on for next year. Like I said, we haven't made any plans or signed any contracts yet, so we're still trying to figure that out. We're looking for, we hope we can be our dream would be to run in a truck arm big spring car. The reason is because anywhere you go after this is going to be that, whether it's Camping World Truck Series Nationwide or Spring Cup, they're all truck arm cars. So right now I'm running a 3-link at Old Dominion, and it's a 1999 chassis, so we're a little outdated to run down there. That's why we're talking about it, but we're not sure yet. It's really, like we said, with money, and if we can take this car everywhere, we will. If it's going to run competitive, then that's what we'll do. I mean, this thing turns better than any car I've ever driven, so it might be a good choice to go to some of these tracks and test it out.
If it's working, it's the old saying: if it ain't broke, don't
Right.
fix it.
Oh yeah, we definitely learned a lot about that, and Dave Moon, man, he puts a heck of a setup on our race car. Wherever his cars go, they run pretty good. We're really just starting to venture out through the Moon Racing Shop, so we're really excited to work with them again. We got Bob Moon. Like I said, Bob Moon was on the car. He was more like the car chief, and my dad was the crew chief. My dad got the guys geared up. pumped up, telling them exactly, each job, and then Bob would be there for when I got out of the car, and just being able to walk over to him and say, hey, man, this is what the car is doing. And he'd look at the numbers, and he'd go, sure enough, the numbers say that. Or he'd say, hey, man, we got a problem here. And that's what we had a problem with. It was the first 2 years was, we couldn't tell when it was a problem or something had changed from the week earlier because we didn't quite have that knowledge. And now with the combination of Dave and Bob being at the racetrack, where Dave, didn't get to make all the races the year before, it made the biggest difference. Those guys are so knowledgeable. It's insane. I just hope some of that rubs off on me so I can make my own decisions too.
Well, keep that brain open, and we're going to let you go here. I know you got some sponsors you need to thank, and you got some people to thank. Let's get them thanked, Dave, and we'll let you get on out of here. We got...
Yeah, Brandon's in the wings there.
Okay. So we'll let you get on out of here.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it. I got to thank my team first, and my dad and my entire family, my girlfriend, also Gazoo Energy for hopping on board with us, On the Run, Sundrop, Redline Power Rush, Mojo for Life, Hunt Brothers Pizzas, Sheehy Auto Stores, Everett Farm Equipment, Extreme Graphics, Carver's, Napa, Flemington, County Line Fuel, the Lawrence family, Bruce and Debbie Hurt. We got a whole list, man, and I appreciate you guys listening. We got a couple more here. Mount Salem Electric again, Real Country, Gutter Cleaning Services, Utz, and again, Moon Racing and Austin Legends for everything they've done for me. I believe that sums up the list. Also, my Nana and Pappy. So it's all about the sport, and I appreciate you guys, and hopefully we'll have an interview again soon with you.
We'll get you here come springtime. How's that?
Hey, David, check your video. You'll see something popped up while you were talking.
All right, buddy, I will.
All right, take care.
All right, guys, take care. See you in the spring.
All right.